What's good, guys? Prince Sports here, giving you that raw, uncut sports stimulus package. I want to talk to you guys today about George Karl, right? Now, you know he's been, ever since Carmelo Anthony signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, George Karl been on Carmelo Anthony's helmet. He's been talking about this guy, criticizing this guy every single day, all right? So it's not far to say that he doesn't like Carmelo Anthony, okay? He has a disdain for Carmelo Anthony to a point where those two just don't get along. They bump heads, okay? George Karl disapproves of Carmelo Anthony as a basketball player. But here's one question. Where does it come too personal, and where does it come just criticism of him as a basketball player? You know how they say there's a thin line between love and hate? Well, there's a thin line between hating and criticism. So all of us, myself, you, whenever we're talking about people, we always have to make sure we don't tread that other line of hate. Where do you take it too far? And I'm starting to think, even though he is talking about basketball, okay, I'm starting to think that he's taking it a little too far. Now, I have had reports that George Karl was receiving death threats from people about Carmelo Anthony. Okay, now if that is true, that's 100% wrong. Okay, at that time, all he was doing was criticizing Carmelo Anthony as a basketball player, because we know Carmelo Anthony has come up short a lot of times in his career. Okay, he had the narrative around him that he loved money more than winning. He loved stats more than winning, and young Carmelo Anthony was about that life. Winning came actually second place. Stats and money came first, then winning came third. That was Carmelo Anthony, and he only got himself to blame to why he don't have a championship. That, health, and just working on your game, getting a little bit better. And he never got better. He always stayed one-dimensional, But that's not the point of what we're talking about. What we're talking about is this hate what George Karl is doing? Okay, now he's calling the Los Angeles Lakers, they going after the 2013 championship. Basically, he's giving off the narrative that, hey, man, they too old. They can't win. They too old, He's coming up with the old narrative. Now, are the Lakers one of the oldest teams in the league by age and numbers? Yes. But that doesn't, quote unquote, means that they're a truly old team. I think it's a combination of a lot of these guys being in their mid-30s, if that's the case, coming together to play on one team. That's when people coming up with that old narrative, okay? Because whenever they see more veterans keep coming to a team, they label it as being old. But it's starting to come disrespectful, especially for George Karl and Carmelo Anthony. They need to sit down and talk this out. And if they can't talk it out, they're going to have to do something. Get George Karl, get your son to play one-on-one with Carmelo Anthony or something. Because you guys going to have to go somewhere with this beef. See, whenever you beefing with somebody, it has to go somewhere. Okay? If it just continuously, you take a jab, I take a jab, it's going to lead to something worse. Somebody going to get hurt. And if you ain't willing to have that type of spoke, I don't think you are willing for that spoke, George Karl. I would do this. Be quiet. Don't talk too much about it. Let it go. All right? Whatever Carmelo Anthony did to you, let it go. Because you claim it was basketball reasons. Let it go. He don't play for your team anymore. All right? Now, I agree with you on some things you say about Carmelo Anthony, right? He's a lot of things that you say he is. Same thing Phil Jackson was saying he is. Very inconsistent, shot jacker, all that other stuff. Okay? We're not going to excuse all of that. But that still doesn't change the fact that he's on the championship contending team. And he could perhaps win the championship in the twilight of his career. Prince Sports out. Peace.